Alrighty, hey guys, welcome back to another video, and today we have another dev update on pretty much this big thread at this point, 66 pages, the information about developments at Snowballing problem. And just today we received a dev reply talking about some changes that are coming up in the near future, so I thought let's talk about it. I think this is a good thing to talk about, so without further ado, I'm going to link it down below and let's check it out. Alrighty, so a player he asked the dev some questions, and here they are. So he starts out saying, I have not had much time to play the game this week, and I'm really glad to see how the snowballing is completely fixed, as other people have mentioned, and pretty happy about how enjoyable my new campaign is for this reason. Then he asks the developer, says, it is certainly a shame that you're going to leave the company soon, and it is really sad for us that Terrorworlds is not doing anything to try to keep you in the team. Okay, first of all, before we move on, he said he wanted to just move on, you know what I mean, to different, if I'm not mistaken, he just wanted to move on. I don't think it was anything malicious. I think it was just his choice, and he wanted to, go on to do something else. Those times come in life, man, you know what I mean? And my advice, even though, you should always go with your guts and, you think about stuff. My advice is if you're ever in a job for a very long time, unless you're progressing, if you're just staying stagnant, try to find something new and try to find something where you can actually progress in, or learn some new stuff in. Go into a different profession. Try that. It will open your eyes to the possibilities in life. Because I know a lot of people, and especially people who I've worked at before, who like I would come in, and my entry level position would be the position that they've held for 20, 25 years, and those people aren't happy, man. You know what I mean? So sometimes you do have to move on, regardless of the situation. You know what I mean? It probably wasn't even anything malicious. It was just, hey, I want to move on. We had a good time. We had a good run. It's time to do something else. It happens, man. Right, he continues by saying, I'm really concerned about snowballing coming back in the future due to some changes and additions. Who would assist us with this in the same way you did it? Tournament AI has been downgraded since 1.0.9 and 1.0.10 patch or so, and nobody in Terrorworlds cares about fixing it. It would be really sad if the same would happen in the campaign AI in the future. Okay, so Dev replies saying, we are trying to add different test mechanics to keep the game world running properly. So if any problem happens, these auto test systems will give us alerts, so the company can find which edition broke game. For example, we were counting how many towns/castles changed hands in the first 20 years, and we find average town/castle hand change per year. Currently, this average should be between 3 to 7.5 for both castles and towns, so not much changes every year. We were counting how many raids happening each year and find an average. It should be between 30 and 70. Successful rate of raids should be 40 to 60% of raids should be successful. Okay. So if any Lord started raid, it should be completed without problem with 40 to 60%. We also count gold amount in towns and poor clan leaders ratio. With money, has to be less than 30k. In tier 1, tier 2 troop distribution should be between 40 and 55%. And so many things like these. Okay, so they have pretty much auto tests running that I'm pretty sure get all these numbers together, find out all these percentages, and probably give them a little report real quick to see, hey, what's changed, what's happening, and I think that's good. I think that's a good way to do it. Very cool. So they just test a lot of different things. How many raids happen, how many towns and castles get taken, how many raids are successful, how much poor clans are there, and all of that, and how much different type of troops there are. Very cool. Then he states, if in the future something is broken in this town/castle change, hand per year average goes above 7 or below 3, or raid counts go out of the limits, or raid success rate goes out of the limits, these test systems will alert. So even if I am not here, they can find out which edition created problem and broke game world balance. Also, these test systems calculate snowballing scores, and it should be between 10 and 50. Okay, cool. And another thing that I want to kind of mention, I feel like people, I don't know how to explain it. Okay, so first of all, I want to say this dev is a very good dev. You know what I mean? He does actually above and beyond, because, to be honest, their job isn't to really communicate. You know what I mean? I don't know if that sounds kind of like, malicious or you think I'm, you know what I mean? But most cases, game devs are not the guys who communicate with the community most of the time. You know what I mean? They are developers. They develop. But this developer obviously has gone above and beyond. We've covered him for a very long time through this development. But at the same time, I feel like people are getting the idea that since he's the one who was very active on the forums, that all the other devs are just like, you know, they just don't know what they're doing. They completely, you know what I mean? Or they're completely doing everything wrong. But that's not the case. You know what I mean? He didn't make this game by himself. You know what I mean? There was a team who made this game. And just because they don't type as much as on the forums and stuff like that doesn't mean they can't handle the pressure as well. You know what I mean? These are all developers. You know what I mean? They all have experience. So, you know, well, I'm okay with people just being like, oh, you know, he's a good dev. He is a good dev. But it's like trying to throw everyone else under the bus. Like, what if a problem happens in the future? And you know what I mean? Who's gonna fix it if it's not you? It's like, bro, they got it. You know, I don't think, you know what I mean? I don't think it's gonna be as dramatic as people think. But yeah, let's continue. If score goes out of this range, test again. It gives an alert. We count militia count averages, garrison averages, starving towns, rebellions per year. For example, last test showed rebellions per year average was below limits. Then we lowered decay effect of loyalty to increase rebellions. So if loyalty goes down, decay effect will give less positive loyalty bonus. After this change, rebellions gain was 1.5 per year, so it is the number between expected limits. We also count successful rebellion ratios, and it should be between 15 to 45%. This ratio was nearly 1.1 to 2% in 1.5.9, and we give some bonus to rebel clans to increase their survival chance after they rebel. +1 garrison per day to town rebelled, more initial money. 100 initial militia to town rebelled. Food stocks of rebelled towns is now filled. Okay, cool. So some new information about some changes about rebellions to pretty much make the rebellions be more successful. Pretty much they went from 1 to 2% success rate in 1.5.9 to 15 to 45% success rate now. What's it called? Well, I guess not now, but like when we get the next couple of patches, right? Because we are currently on 1.5.9. So, what's it called? Okay, no, I just got confused. Okay, we are on 1.5.9, just the way he wrote it. We are on 1.5.9 right now. So it is going to go up to 15 to 45% because the rebel towns will get 1 garrison per day. They will get initial money, so they'll get more money to do stuff. And also they're going to get 100 initial militia right away. And also their food stocks are going to be great, so they're not going to be starving. So therefore, they're going to get a big boost once they rebel to kind of get in that initial boost. And we're going to see a lot more clans also, because if the percent chance of them succeeding a rebellion, waiting 30 days, and joining another kingdom is between 15 to 45%, we're going to see a huge increase in new clans in the world, which is cool. And then he continues saying, so before I leave August 1st, we are trying to completely finish the system, so the system will try to keep the game world running properly without need of anyone. If any change damage anything in sandbox world, these tests will give alerts. I do not think, but if still there happen a big problem which could not be solved for a long time, I could help team, but I do not think it can happen. Okay, so he said he's ready to come back. You know, if they need a little bit of help, he's there. If they really need him, but he says, listen, we're gonna have an automated system. Check every time, you know, a new update comes out. If all the numbers are running fine, then the changes were good. If some of the numbers are running not fine, then some stuff needs to be changed and brought back to what it was. I think this is a very smart way of doing it. I think this, I don't know how long it took to build all these tests and stuff like that, but from what it sounds very, very good. But that will pretty much do it. So we are going to get some rebellion changes. More rebellions are going to happen. More clans are coming. And the next patch we are going to receive is 1.5.10. And if you're wondering why it's not 1.6, is because these numbers, the 1 stands for like, you know, game version or something like that. The 5 stands for major updates. And the 9 stands for minor updates. So since 1.5.10 isn't going to be a really big major update, that's why it's 1.5.10 is next and not 1.6. Because if it was 1.6, it would be a way bigger update. And that's pretty much how it works. It just, you know, most important updates on the left, and then as farther you go to the right, what's it called? The least impactful, or in a way kind of like, you could say impactful update. But that will do it for me. Hopefully you guys enjoyed. Ask me any questions and concerns, and like always, stay safe.